Okay, so for our first order of business, yun nga, gagawa muna tayo ng isang basic na rough rig, no? So, a rough rig, as the name suggests, no, it's a rough na it's a rough system na can be technically counted as a rig because it sort of functions like one, and but really in reality, it's not exactly a rig, no? It's an option that you can do if you really want to have a quick na breakdown lang naman muna sa asset nyo on how you want it to move and how you want it to function sa buong animation. No? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this sample na model ko dito. It's a basic robot lang naman. It has the basic na A-pose lang naman natin dito. Preferably if you're gonna be using a sort of character like this one, you're gonna want to have it in a T-pose para mas madali natin ma-apply yung mga rigs nga natin dito, no? But kung A-pose din naman yan, it's completely fine as well. It doesn't really matter. More on sa preference lang naman na yan ng artist, no? So, for the first topic natin, again, rough rig lang muna tayo. So, yung rough rig natin, that the process here, it's consisting of the basic parenting and of course, yung pag-change lang natin ng mga pivot points or yung origin points natin, no? So, when you're gonna be doing our parenting, it's very simple lang, basic link lang naman yan. Or yung pag-function natin dito ng pick parent, I'm gonna be using this one. So, again, parenting lang naman, it's a super simple na concept. Parang basic hierarchy lang naman yan. There's the parent and there's the child. Yung child is always connected to the parent or yung main na object na magiging sort of main control ng child natin. But at the same time, yung child naman natin, it can have its own freedom. No? So, pwede pa rin naman natin siyang galawin, pwede naman natin siyang i-rotate. But, when it comes to basic na transform orientation natin, like for example, moving or rotating, kapag sinelect naman natin yung parent, siya yung mauuna palagi, siya yung masusunod, no? So, knowing that, let's try to apply basic parenting sa ating object, sa ating asset natin dito. So, what we're gonna be doing for our sample here, we're just gonna be rigging yung mga basic arms lang natin dito, and then perhaps mamaya later on, we're gonna be applying a basic na basic na rig for this entire model na mismo, no? So, for starters, let's start again with a rough rig, no? When you're gonna be doing a sort of rigging system sa sa mga assets nyo, you're gonna want to have your object be at the center, no? Kasi madali natin apply yung mga rigs natin kapag yun nga dead center lang naman yung asset natin, and then if we can also apply a symmetry or a sort of mirror modifier para lang ma-reverse lang natin yung mga bones natin later on para dun sa rigging system natin dito. Sa case naman with the rough rig, again, we're just gonna be doing a play with basic parenting and of course, pag-change ng mga pivot points natin. It doesn't really matter, no? But again, mas maganda na proper workflow tayo, mas malinis yung workflow natin, mas maganda para sa student, no? So, before we do our rough rig, kailangan mo natin iset of course yung gusto natin na pivot points, no? Or yung anchor points na gusto natin para sa model natin, no? So, one good choice na magandang gawin nyo muna is you want to center yung pivot point muna natin, especially most likely sa mga students na yan as they are modeling the entire asset. May tendency sila na ginagalaw-galaw nila yung mga parts ng mga assets natin while in editable poly mode, no? So, habang ginagalaw yun, of course, magagalaw din technically yung pivot point natin, no? So, para lang maiwasan lang natin yung yung sort of na issue na nahihirapan yung student na ayusin yung pivot point nila, let's try to center yung pivot muna by default. So, selecting an object, then we're gonna go sa hierarchy tab natin dito. And then we're gonna be selecting affect pivot only. And then let's center to object lang natin yan. No? So yung center to object na yan, it's basically just going to calculate the general center point ng object natin. No? So just click on that. And then disable lang ulit si affect pivot only. And you should be good. And then we're just gonna be doing the exact same thing with sa mga other portions natin dito. So sa sample natin dito, we're gonna be using yung sa arms natin. Di ba? So we're gonna do affect pivot only again. Let's go centered object. Now, habang enable pa rin naman tong affect pivot only, we can do the rest din naman sa natin, sa mga objects natin dito. Let's gonna be doing that. And then centered object natin yan. Okay? So, all of our parts here, they're all centered na doon sa mismong object natin. Now, the next order of business natin dito is we want to place our anchor points or our pivot points to our desired center of rotation. No? So, the whole point with a rough rig is, yun nga, we want to basically do a breakdown, no? Kung paano mag-move yung asset natin dito, no? So, the important thing here when it comes to mga mechanisms ka natin or sa mga general movements, like for characters or sa ano nga natin sa mga basic na objects lang natin dito, is saan dapat nagsisimula yung rotation, no? The transform and the scaling, it doesn't really matter, not unless super specific yung ginagawa nyo na asset and super specific yung ginagawa nyo na animation. But in a average na ano kasi, in a standard na workflow naman kasi, you just try to find where the center of rotation is and you should be fine, no? Because the rest, like yung scaling nga naman natin, it can be done with basic constraints, so it doesn't really matter, no? So, knowing that, let's try to apply yung pivot point natin to where we want our center of rotation to be. So, sa case ko with this model right here, the first portion natin dito, yung sa first object ko dito, yung sa upper arm natin dito, I want the center of rotation to be where this ball joint is. No? Kasi doon mag-start yung mag-rotate yung arm natin. So, it's logical na dapat nandun yun. So, while still at effect pivot only, let's just press W to move. And then, drag na lang natin siya papunta dito. It doesn't really matter kung gusto nyo i-snap yan. As long as naka isang certain na perspective view kayo dito, either front or left kayo dyan, it does, automatic naman nasa gitna pa rin naman yan when you did the centered object na process natin and then you start moving it. No? Always naman nasa gitna na yan, so it doesn't really matter kung i-snap nyo yan o hindi. It's up to you. No? So, I'm just gonna move it right around here. Siguro somewhere dito sa point ko dito sa ano natin, sa object natin dito. Maybe a little bit more centered right here, no? Now, since symmetrical tong object natin dito, you might want to snap it somewhere dito na madali mong mapansin. But personally for me, I think this should work fine na rin naman regardless, no? So if you want to use snap tool, my suggestion, press S to go to snap tool, right click tayo dyan. Let's go to vertex, and of course, gawin natin, enable natin si axis constraints. And then, we're just going to be snapping this one along a certain vertex. Kahit saan na lang yan, kayo bahala. And then, snap lang natin yan using yung mga axis natin dito para hindi siya technically mag-snap talaga purely dun sa mismong vertex na ina-align na natin. So, let's just try to take note of where this one is. And then, gawin din natin siya dito sa kabila. So, right around here, select naman natin itong kabila. And then, let's try to move it somewhere around here as well. Dito siya. And then, lagay natin dito. So, more or less, nandyan din yan. Let's select this one again. Okay, baba pala natin to konti. Again, it doesn't really matter as long as ma-place yun lang naman siya doon sa center of rotation or the general area kung saan nagro-rotate yung object nyo. It should be fine, no? Now, let's do the exact same thing dito sa kabila naman natin. Let's try to put it here na lang. And then, let's snap it here. Siguro pwede natin ito ibaba konti. Right around here dito siguro. And then, let's do the exact same thing dito sa kabila. Then, basically just again, hanapin nyo lang yung gusto nyo center of rotation natin dito. Yung general rough na location lang kung saan nyo gusto mag-start yung rotation natin. And that should be fine, no? Now, once you're satisfied na dun saan natin, sa mga pivot points natin, generally, magiging ganito yung itsura niyan, no? So, yung mga pivot points natin nasa mga joints natin dito sa robot natin, as it should be, kasi doon nga nagre-rotate yung mga parts natin dito. Let's go back to perspective mode, and then as you can see right here, if I try to rotate na, ayan na, nagpa-function na sila mag-rotate dun sa general area kung saan natin talaga nilagay yon. And then, if you rotate this one, it's rotating like that. Dito naman sa kabila, let's rotate it. Ganun din siya nag-rotate, no? So, it's basically functioning correctly as it should, no? Kapag isa-isang rough rig tayo. Now, once na okay na yung pivot points natin, only then we can do our parenting, no? Kasi you normally sa 3ds Max natin, sometimes it causes a bug na pag pinerent nyo muna to, kapag pinerent nyo muna yung mga objects natin and then you start to change yung pivot point natin, may tendency tayo na masira talaga yung overall na orientation natin or yung overall anchor point. Currently, nakikita ko minsan sa 2023 yon. I'm not entirely sure sa 2024 if it's still the same case. But, yun nga, let's just try to avoid that kind of scenario na lang, no? So, pivot point na muna tayo and then parenting. Alright. So, again, parenting tayo. Just first pick lang muna natin yung mga children natin, no? So, let's just do this one by one. Unahin na muna natin tong sa left arm niya. So, let's just pick the lower arm natin dito. And then let's go to pick parent, or you can do link. It doesn't really matter as long as ma-parent yan dun sa upper arm natin dito, no? So then let's do the exact same thing sa kabila. This one right here. Let's pick parent and then select naman natin yung kabila. This one right here. So kapag chinek na natin yung sa outliner natin dito, the hierarchy will be like this. So yung isang upper arm natin dito is connected to dun sa natin, sa left arm natin. Yung isang upper arm natin, connected na rin siya dun sa isang arm natin dito, no? So there we go. So and then if we try to move one of these, let's say itong left arm natin dito, if I try to rotate, it's following accordingly na dun sa sa parent natin. Yung hand natin nagfo-follow na siya dun sa parent natin. If I do the exact same thing sa kabila, nagfo-follow na rin yung kabila. And then again, we still have the same freedom that we have dun sa children natin dito. Pag may standard rotation lang tayo or standard movement that basically have us selecting yung parent natin, of course, yun talaga mangunguna talaga, no? Magfo-follow along lang yung mga nakakonect dun sa object natin. There we go. So that is the basic rough rig lang naman natin, no? It's a super simple, very rough procedure na natin na rigging system. I don't exactly recommend it for a standard na animation project because yun nga, as the name suggests, this one is very rough, no? Normally, you're gonna want to do this if you're just trying to find out or trying to figure out how your basic rig works, no? Yung talagang actual na rig natin, how will it work, how will it function, dito nyo pagplanuhan yan, no? Just play around with the pivot points lang muna and then you're gonna be moving on to the parenting, no? It's a super standard na procedure. It's a simple na it's a simple na technique that you can still apply mga basic constraints natin dito if you really want. But if you're gonna be making this thing move, it's going to be a little bit harder na, no? So, let's say, for example, natin dito, let's try to apply yung dalawang arms natin dito. Let's pick parent. Select natin yung robot body. There we go, no? So, we can still apply din yung natin, yung dalawang arms natin dito sa mismong robot body natin. But, again, if you really want to make this function correctly na or yung sa tingin nyo mas maganda, na magiging sort of system niya when it comes to dynamic movement. Like for example, since ito meron siyang spring natin dito, you want this one to move up and down. But as you can see, kapag in-scale down natin yan, yung sa pag-animate natin dito, since this one, yung arms natin dito, nakakonect siya dito sa body natin, it's not going to react accordingly. Hindi siya talaga magpa-function dun sa expected na output natin dito where yung width and overall na scale ng mga arms natin dito, they still remain the exact same na, no? They still have the exact same measurements or the exact same scale. Kailangan lang natin siya parang squish down lang siya dito because of the spring natin dito. If you want to do that, definitely mas mabuting gawin nyo na yung next na topic natin, which is how to apply a standard rig, or basically you're gonna be making bones and we're gonna be applying dito sa object natin. Okay, now to start adding our basic rig, yung actual na rig na nga natin using bones, we're gonna have to access first, of course, yung bone tools nga natin. No? Yung bone tools natin, that's where we're gonna be creating our bones and mainly where we are going to be changing or editing yung buong rig system na ibibigay natin sa asset natin. So we're gonna be going dito sa animation natin and we're gonna be going dito sa bone tools. Let's open that up. This will open up this window right here. Ito yung bone tools natin dito, no? Now, to start creating our bones, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Nandito naman na yan, no? Create bones lang tayo dyan. Now, before we start creating bones, however, my main preference right here is you want to do this one using a specific orientation, no? So, what do I mean by that? No, i-orient nyo yung viewport nyo to, let's say, a front view, top view, or left side view, and you're gonna be working with that, no? Do not work on this perspective mode kasi chances are may masisira yung overall na positioning ng mga bones natin dito. We want our bones at first, of course, to be straight lang muna, no? Straight and conforme siya dun sa mismong asset natin or dun sa paglalagyan natin ng ating mismong rig, no? So we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be going sa front view natin and then we're gonna be starting to create our bones right here, no? So let's create our bones. Let's go with create bones right here and then it's pretty much self-explanatory na rin yan, no? Just like how we create mga basic primitives natin, it's just simple point and click lang tayo dyan, no? Yung first point natin dito is you're gonna want to place it dun sa sa center of rotation natin, no? So we're gonna be working with here muna, nasa left arm lang muna. And then yung first click natin again should be the center of rotation ng first na arm natin dito, itong upper arm natin dito. So yung ginawa natin kanina with the rough rig, we put our center of rotation right here. So dito ko rin lalagay yung first na click ko. So just left click lang tayo dyan. And then as we drag right here right now, just simple mouse drag lang tayo dyan. We're gonna be connecting this one to the next center of rotation natin, no? So sa case natin dito, yung next na center of rotation ko dito is where the center of rotation of our next arm part right here, no? So ito yung sa point natin dito, no? So lagay lang natin dyan yan. Connect lang natin dyan. And then left click ulit tayo. Now, once na-click nyo ng left click, it's just basically, ano lang to, rinse and repeat lang naman to, no? So, next naman natin, we're just gonna put it right here, dito sa may palm na lang siguro, and then we're gonna be ending our process right here. So, left click lang tayo. And then, to end yung process natin dito ng pag-create ng bones, let's just press right click. And then, as you can see right here, we created 3 bones natin dito. Now, yung 3 bones na yan, technically 2 bones na yung ginawa natin dito. But the thing with 3ds Max is, naglalagay siya ng extra na bone dito. Yung purpose ng extra na bone na yan, we'll be discussing that once we are gonna be doing yung mga FK rigs natin sa character animation, no? IK rigs pala, sorry. We're gonna be doing our IK rigs sa character animation. For this week's module, we're only gonna be covering yung FK lang muna natin, no? Because we're gonna be starting off with something simple lang muna. Yung paggamit natin ng IK rigs, which is generally for character animation lang talaga, we're gonna be putting that dun sa mismong character animation discussion natin. For now, we'll be sticking with a standard FK rig. Yung mga FK rigs natin dito, ito lang yung mga basic, ito yung pinaka-standard na rig system natin dito. It can do basic transformations like movement and rotation, and it does it incredibly well, no? The only downside natin sa mga FK rigs is, yun nga, medyo magiging stiff yung movements natin compared to what an IK rig can give, no? So, for now, no, it's pretty much pretty much doable na rig for any sort of beginner, no? So, once na-create na natin yung other arm, yung first arm natin dito, one thing that I normally do when I'm rigging something is I try to do a little naming system sa mga ano ko, sa mga bones ko, and of course, dun sa mismong model natin, no? Para hindi lang ako maliligaw sa viewport natin. And then once we're gonna be connecting yung mga bones nga mismo natin sa assets natin, it's definitely gonna be hard if you don't have a sort of naming system. Lalo na, mahirap na yan kapag puro nakalagay dyan, box, cylinder, or whatever, kayo lang mahihirapan, no? So, better way to start off sa rigging natin dito, even before tayo maglagay ng bones, is let's try to rename na kagad yung mga items natin dito, no? So, it doesn't really matter kung ano yung naming system nyo dito, as long as, yun nga, madali nyo matandaan kung ano yung mga object na yon, it should be fine, no? But usually, I just go for something na, no, that designates yung direction, whether it's gonna be left or right. Tapos kapag nasa middle part lang naman yan, I just stated kung anong body part yon, no? So yung sa first ko dito, ito yung itong left na upper arm ko dito. I'm just going to name this one L.upper.arm. L.upper.arm. Para alam ko ang designation ko dito is, number 1 is yung L, yung direction, and then yung upper, kung ano yung position niya sa general na location. And then yung next naman is anong limb yun, no? So I'm just gonna be doing the exact same thing again dito. This one right here, I'm going to rename this one L.hand na lang, kasi wala naman siyang ano, any sort of unique designation. It's just literally a hand, no? And then this one right here, ito yung kabila, this one's going to be the R.upper.arm. And then this one right here is the R.hand. Okay. So next naman natin, since nakagawa naman na tayo ng bones, let's also do the exact same method as well, no? So, yung bone system ko dito, it also has the exact same na naming system. So, ang gagawin ko lang, I'm going to tell sa renaming system ko dito ano yung purpose niya and saan ko siya gustong ilagay, no? So, sa case ko dito, yung bone 001 ko dito, I want it to be connected later on dito sa L.upper arm ko. So, my naming system for this one is, first, yung name ng ano natin, ng paglalagyan natin na part, which is L.upper.arm. And then, I'm just going to name this one as bone, no? And then, next one natin dito, this one is going to be for the hand. So, I'm just going to name this one L.upper. Not L.upper, L.hand.bone. And then, this one right here, it's not exactly important right now, no, because yun nga sa next module na natin i-discuss to. But for now, this one, we're just gonna call this one is L.arm.nub, no? So what I do here, itong nub na to, yung naming system ko dito is, of course, direction, and then, of course, kung ano yung pangalan ng limb, kung saan nanggagaling tong nub na to, and then, of course, we call it nub instead of bone, no? Yung purpose ito, again, will be discussed next module, no? Now, next is this portion right here. Now, for sa case naman natin dito sa right arm natin dito, sure, ang most common na scenario na most likely gagawin for a beginner is you're gonna be creating a bone again and then gagawa kayo ng gagawa, no? But since meron naman na tayong isang template dito, right here, ito yung L.up, itong arm bones natin dito, we can select these 3 bones right here. And dito sa bone tools natin, we can just select mirror para imi-mirror lang niya sa kabila. Now, yung default na value natin dito is always going to be set at 0, no? But ang kailangan nyo lang tandaan dito, saang axis siya dapat magmi-mirror, no? So, sa case ko dito, yung mirror axis ko dito is naka-mirror siya along the x-axis. So, by default, x-axis naman yan. Now, yung x-axis, yung offset naman natin dito, this is where our placement or yung distance ng mirrored na bones natin dito, yung mirrored na object natin dito, dun sa original na item natin dito. So, sa case ko dito, I'm just going to place it right around here. So, yun nga, negative 27 yung kaninang value kanina. Or, maybe I can just stick with this one, negative 28, no? Kasi it's so much closer na estimation. Or, maybe I can do 27.5. Or, hindi, wait, di pala ako numpad. Pero natin, negative 28 na lang siguro. Negative 28, I think it looks a little bit more closer nga naman. So, let's press OK. And that should be fine na, no? Now, ito lang yung konting downside natin with 3ds Max's mirror system, no? Sa case natin dito, as you can see right here, if I open up this new na set na bones natin dito, nakalagay lang dito yung original na pangalan ng pinag-mirror natin, tapos nakalagay may mirrored, no? So, it's a little bit of a hassle to rename this one, no? Mahassle din na siya na ang tawag dito, na palitan yung pangalan, no? So, para lang sa natin, sa proper workflow lang natin, let's just rename it as well na rin, no? Okay lang yan kahit medyo matagal yan, as long as malinis yung workflow natin dito. So, let's just rename this one. Let's rename tayo dyan. We're just gonna change, basically, change lang natin dito yung L na direction natin. Instead of L, gawin natin siyang R. Then, let's rename this one as well. Gawin natin tong R.arm.nub. So, sa case natin na yan, we've already completed yung limbs natin dito, no? Okay naman na yung sa arms natin dito. And you should be good to go na sa pag-set natin dito. Another thing that we can do as well siguro, maglagay na rin tayo ng isang bone na lang natin dito para sa controller ng main body natin dito. So, we're just gonna be creating a standard bone lang dito. And then, siguro, turn on natin yung snap natin. And then, let's make sure turn on din natin si grid points, no? Para isang straight line lang yung gagawin natin dito. Maganda rin na straight line yung magiging paggawa natin ng bones. So let's just click lang. Let's just click right here. There we go. Click lang tayo dyan para mag-connect siya sa grid point. And then let's just create dito sa portion natin dito. Right here. That should be good. And then right click na lang tayo and that should be good to go na para sa ating bones natin dito, no? So, siguro may konting reorientation lang tayo dito, but that should be easy to do. So, sa case ko dito, let's try to freeze na lang yung robot muna natin para hindi natin siya masyadong ma-select. Only we can select yung natin, yung bones natin, no? So, let's just reorient this one para maging straight lang siya. And that should be good as well, no? Now, sa case ko dito, siguro dito sa portion natin dito, I'm gonna want to maybe move it na lang dito sa sa kung nasaan yung wheel ko dito, no? So, I'm going to try to change it to vertex. Connect ko na lang siya dito. Turn on ko pala yung There we go. Let's just snap it right here. And then, freeze ulit natin yan. Para, once we try to connect our bones later on dito sa asset natin dito, pwede natin ipatong yung mismong bone system natin dito sa grid natin so that it looks like na nakapatong siya sa isang platform, no? So, there we go. We've pretty much completed our first rig system natin dito. Of course, hindi pa tayo exactly tapos. We can stop right here kung gusto nyo, but para yung maayos din yung natin, yung overall system ng ating ng ating robot natin dito, we want to, of course, change yung overall hierarchy ulit natin, no? So, change lang muna natin yung ano natin, yung naming system ng bone natin dito. Let's rename this one as, tawag dito, little robot, dot body dot bone natin yan. And then, this one right here, ito yung knob na yan, no? So, this one right here, gawin natin little robot dot body dot knob. Okay, so ganyan na yan, no? So there we go. That should be good na sa ating ano, sa ating system. We go turn on our wireframe. Ganyan na yung magiging system natin dyan, no? Now, there are a couple of things that we still have here na hindi pa natin masyado na touch on sa bone tools, but more or less, they're pretty much self-explanatory. You know? Like for example, yung pag-remove natin tsaka delete ng bone natin dito, they're pretty much the exact same thing. Yung connect bones natin dito, if we try to do connect bones right here, select natin a bone, and then we can, let's say, click another bone right here, mag-add siya ng isang bone that connects the two, no? Normally gusto nyo rin din naman yan kapag sa character animation natin sa ano natin, sa paggawa ng mga character rigs natin. Like for example, paggawa ng mga tawag dito, mga collarbone na sort of ano, na rig natin, pwede nyo gawin yon. But for now, sa case kasi natin dito, this one is a machine. We don't exactly need it right now, no? Babalikan natin of course yan sa character animation, no? But the rest here, they're all pretty much self-explanatory. And yun nga, more on sa visual output lang naman siya, no? Yung, for example, yung bone colors natin dito, if we go back here, pwedeng palitan natin yung bone color natin dito. Let's say, let's change it to blue. Pwede naman natin yan. Kung gusto nyo magkaroon ng sort of color coding na kung ano yung mga specific na bones natin dito, ano yung purpose nun, you can easily do that. Just simply select lang yung bones na gusto nyo ano, gusto nyo i-change yung overall na color natin, and then change lang yung base color ng, yung selected bone color natin dito. No? So, it's up to you, no? It doesn't really matter, no? Kung medyo naiirita kayo sa ano pag-select ng mga items dito, you might want to do that, no? You might want to do yung pag-change ng mga bone colors natin dito. But again, personally, it doesn't really matter, no? So, mainly preference based na lang to, no? So, I'm just gonna do basic blue and red na lang para madaling ma-distinguish natin later on, no? So, there we go. Then, if we try to unfreeze it, ganyan na magiging itsura niya sa rigging system natin dito. Now, huwag kayong mag-alala sa riggings, sa rigs natin dito. Itong bones natin dito. These things cannot be rendered, no? So, huwag kayong mag-alala kung nag-aalala kayo na mare-render tong bones na to. These are not tangible na 3D objects. They are like, parang behind the scenes lang, no? They're present sa viewport, but they're pretty much invisible sa, sa ating render, no? So, just leave it as is, no? Kung naiirita pa rin kayo na, let's say, for example natin dito, yung mga bones natin dito, na yung bone natin, ino-overlap na mismo yung limb natin dito. One thing that you can do as well is, you can select a bone, select tayo ng dalawang bones natin dito, para magkaroon lang tayo ng see-through ba, no? Let's right-click right here, and then let's go to Object Properties, and then, enable nyo lang tong see-through natin dito, and then, let's press OK. Pansinin nyo, magiging see-through naman na yan, no? So, parang nagkaroon lang tayo ng X-ray kung naiirita kayo doon, no? The only downside right here, hindi nyo na makikita yung bone color, but, yun nga, may konti naman siyang pros din naman is, yun nga, madali natin maselect yung limbs natin kapag kailangan naman natin, no? Or, madali nyo nakikita kung tama ba yung orientation ng skin nyo, no? So, for now, we can move on to our next part, which is, yun nga, pag-add na natin ng rig natin into our model right here, no? But actually, hindi pa pala tayo tapos, no? Because we still have this body na ano natin dito, yung bone natin para sa body, no? Tsaka yung knob natin dito. Because sa case natin dito, we want this thing to be the main control sa general na position ng object natin, no? So, this portion right here, ito yung main body nga natin. So, what we want here, every time that we want to move this one, dapat yung mga limbs natin dito, it follows along as well, no? So, this one is pretty much a simple na process naman dito. Simple parenting lang naman yan, no? So, let's first select yung yung L upper arm bone natin dito, tsaka yung right upper arm bone natin dito. Basically, ito yung mga main parents ng limb natin dito, no? Just select the main parent ng limb nyo, it should be fine, no? Para makip nyo yung buong hierarchy. Kasi may tendency yan kapag sinelect nyo yung buong selection natin dito, like for example, itong selection natin dito, and then you pick parent, matatanggal yung hierarchy natin, no? So, just select yung main parent ng isang limb natin. Like for example, ito nga, itong L upper arm bone, tsaka R upper arm bone. And then let's do pick parent. And then select natin yung body na bone natin dito, which is right here. Select lang natin yan. And if you did it correctly, ganito yung magiging itsura niya, no? So this one is our rig system natin dito. Ito yung pinaka-rig natin. So yung rig natin dito, yung main body natin dito, it consists of, yun nga, it still has the same hierarchy para sa upper arm bone natin sa left side, as well as the right side. And we still have yung knob nga natin dito. It's under ng, ano pa rin natin, under pa rin siya ng main body bone natin dito. So, mangyari dyan, if we try to move yung main na body bone natin dito, as you can see right here, nagpa-follow along naman na yung limbs natin dito. And then, if we try to move yung mga bones ka natin, they can still move independently. No? So, we can still rotate it if we want to. Because yun nga, yun na yung function ng rig natin dito. No? So, more or less, it's a glorified controller nga natin dito. No? It's a much more practical use ng paggamit ng mga basic na controllers natin dito. If you want to use yung rigs natin instead of a controller, definitely you can try that, no? So, there we go. Okay na yung rigging yung rig system natin dito sa model natin. All that's left to do now is try to apply this entire rig dun sa mismong model natin. No? We're gonna be starting off easy. Dun muna tayo sa arm natin, no? Sa L upper arm muna tayo. Select natin yung L upper arm bone. Select po nyo pala yung yung limb na yung mismong object natin na i-connect na natin ng bone natin. So sa case natin dito is our left upper arm lang muna. And then sa modifiers list natin, we can try to add a skin modifier, no. So tanggalin ko lang 'yon, naglagay lang ako kanina doon, no. So lagay tayo diyan ng skin modifier. So let's press skin sa search bar natin. And then, select nyo lang tong skin, no? Just skin, no? Click lang natin yan. And then, let's go to add. And then, once you click on add, this should open up this, yung window natin dito. This is basically our outliner again, no? Now, again, dito rin na pumapasok na yung importance of renaming your bones. So, kasi, this one right here, kapag puro bones lang yung nakalagay dito, mahihirapan talaga kayong malaman dyan kung alin yung bones na kailangan yung iselect dito. But since yun nga, nirename natin yan via yung sample na naming system ko, alam ko na kagad ko yung ko-connect ko dito. Since this one is my left upper arm, kailangan ko dito yung left upper arm bone ko. So, select ko lang to. And then, click ko lang select. Now, once you did it correctly, if I try to move my left upper arm bone na, by simply rotating, pansinin nyo, yung object natin para sa upper arm natin dito sa left side, it's moving along dun sa bone natin mismo. No? That's the whole concept na ng rigging. No? We're basically trying to connect yung objects natin dun sa bones natin and let our bones do the moving for us. No? Do the movement, do the rotation, yun na yun. Okay? So, let's try to apply it naman dun sa kabila. Select ulit natin yung hand. Again, remove ko lang to. You don't need to do that kapag nag-ano naman na kayo. So, again, search lang natin skin. And then, let's go to add. Select naman natin yung L hand naman natin. Let's open this up. Or better yet, kapag since nga may designation naman na kayo ng direction natin dito, I'm just gonna type L. Para makita ko lang lahat dito yung mga nakalagay na L, no? L dot, gano'n. So, L dot hand na lang natin. I'm just going to type that in. Select ko yung L dot hand bone ko dyan. And then select. And then, select ko tong hand bone ko again. Just try to see if nag-connect siya. There we go. It's connected as it should be, no? And then, we're gonna be applying the exact same thing dito sa kabila. Again, skin modifier tayo dyan. Let's press add. This opens up this select bones natin dito. Gawin naman natin yung R dot upper arm natin. There we go. Select natin yan. R dot upper arm bone pala kailangan natin dito. There we go. Then select natin yan. And then dito sa kabila naman natin. Wait, I forgot. Mali pala ako nalagay. No? Bone pala nalagyan ko ng Don't double check lang kung ano yung nasa select. No? Nalagay ko pala dun sa bone. No? So select lang natin yung R na upper body natin dito. So, right here, okay na pala. Double check ko lang. Okay, so again, select natin yung R upper arm. Let's go to skin. Let's go to add. Let's select lang natin yung R dot upper arm bone. Ito. And then select natin yan. Then yung hand. Let's add a skin modifier again. Let's go to add. And then lagay naman natin yung our hand bone natin. And select. That should be good na. And then if you try to play around the sa ano nga ulit natin, sa rotation natin, it's working as it should naman na. There we go. So okay na yung limbs natin. Next up is i-connect naman natin yung main body bone natin dito. No? So select lang natin yung body. And then let's go to, again, sa modifier list natin. Delete ko lang to. And then going to skin modifier. And then let's press add. And then let's add our main body bone, which is right here. Select lang natin yan. And that should be good. So mangyayari dyan, if I try to play with my bone na dito, everything should basically follow along. The limbs should also work correctly. As you can see right here, okay na rin yan. Okay na rin to. Okay na rin yan. Everything's all good naman na. So there we go. That is how you make a very simple na rigging system and how you can apply it dun sa ating model right here, which is a very simple naman na very simple na object natin dito. Again, a rig is a glorified controller lang rin naman. You can use it as a sort of an actual controller or a simple rigging system. Yun nga, it has the exact same concept naman, no? So, to finally finish up dito sa model natin dito, para lang yun nga, mag-guarantee lang natin na okay na yung system natin dito. You don't have to do this next part, but personally for me, I do it kasi yun nga, I try to lessen yung nakalagay dito sa outliner ko. So what I'm gonna be doing is this portion right here, itong little robot na body natin, yung basically the entire model itself, I want it to be parented mismo sa rig natin dito, no? So again, you don't have to do this one, baka masira lang yung workflow nyo, but personally for me, naging preference ko na to. So I'm gonna be doing that, no? So select ko lang yung main na asset ko, yung basically yung main parent ng asset ko, and then yung main child, yung main parent ng asset ko, which is right here, ito yung little robot.body, and I'm gonna select pick parent, and then select ko lang yung little robot.body bone para isang item lang tayo dito, no? So nandito yung main asset natin, nandito yung sa limb natin, ito yung upper arm bones, and then of course ito yung knob para sa main body ko dito, no? So mangyari, gagalawin ko lang dito sa mismong bone na lang mismo. And yun nga, safe na rin yung mismong body natin dito because nakatago na siya dito sa mismong rig system ko dito, no? So safe from harm na rin siya na hindi ko siya magagalaw, no? So gagawin ko na lang basically again, saselect ko na lang yung mga bone na gusto ko, and then I try to animate it as much as I want, no? So auto key lang tayo. Let's do a basic na animation right here. So let's do right here. Let's do that. So there we go. Nag-move lang siya ng up and down. And then let's say sa case naman natin dito, when you're gonna be animating a rig pala, no? Normally, you don't want to rely too much sa auto key natin. You're gonna want to play around with the set key as well, no? Kasi yun nga, the thing with bones dito, you're not animating all the bones at the exact same time, no? So, one thing that you want to do is first gawin nyo muna yung general movement natin. Like, let's say at frame 0 to frame 20, I want this one to fall down. No? I want this one to fall down right here. And then, press ko lang si auto key, no? Auto key ako dyan, and then auto key din ako dito sa kabila, no? So, just to keep yung, para magkaroon lang tayo ng animation data for the movement, rotation, tsaka scale natin. The scale doesn't really matter, but yun nga, it's just precaution lang naman, no? Kung gusto nyo magbawas naman ng animation data later on, you're gonna want to just clean up na lang sa dope sheet or dito sa timeline nga natin. Now, again, para sa animation natin dito, let's say, starting at frame 0 and then until frame 20, gusto ko yung starting at frame 21, gusto ko frame 21 hanggang frame 40, this one right here, I want this one to raise up like this one. No? Magre-raise up siya ng ganyan. No? And then mag-set key tayo dyan. Now, the problem here is, if I try to play this back, no? Pansinin nyo, yung rotation natin, no? Automatic na siya nagro-rotate, no? Normally, okay lang din naman yan. But let's say yung plano ko na animation dito is At frame 0 until frame 20, gusto ko permanently naka-ano pa rin to, naka-rest period pa rin yung hand ko, no? Gusto ko at starting at frame 21 lang siya dapat mag-rotate, no? So, to do that, is basically you just need to have a resting frame natin dito, no? So, basically, yung frame 0 natin dito, mag-add tayo ng auto key tayo dyan. Basically, ito kasi yung standard na position natin dito. And then, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be moving on to the next frame. And then, duplicate lang natin yung starting frame natin dito or yung original na position niya or yung original na animation data niya to the end of our rest period. So, sa case natin yan, from frame 0 to frame 20, again, gusto ko straight lang pagbaba ng braso niya. And only after frame 20, dun lang siya mag-release ng hand natin dito. No? So, it's pretty much a simple process naman natin dito sa pag-animate natin. Just, yun nga, be careful lang tayo sa set ng mga animation data natin dito. Again, my personal na tip for you when you're gonna be animating something like this or yung mga may limbs nga na character dito, gawin nyo muna yung general movement. Do the general movement first, and then once you're satisfied naman na dun sa overall na general movement natin, only then saka kayo mag-add ng expression na gusto nyo para hindi kayo masyadong magkalito-lito. Don't work on this frame by frame, mahihirapan kayo. Gawin nyo muna general locations, no, yung mga literal na key na frames ng animation natin. And then, you can then work on sa mga in-betweens natin para sa expressive na motion ng character natin right here, no? So, that is it for basic rigging and how to apply a basic na rigging system para sa ating object natin dito and how we can animate it.